I've called this private meeting today because there is an imposter among us. There's an imposter among us. This brother right here has been out making beats on the side. Yes, he has. Pretending he's broke walking amongst us. This brother has been eating every
reason. Listen to reason. That quote right there can prove three things. Afro Unu was familiar with BIAE in 9 Ball, but didn't write the BIAE. I will continue to say that and show that. Afro Unu read BIAE and drew heavily from the book to create the introduction to the nature of nature. But Noon Science is NoopooH was not talked about in the introduction to the nature of nature, unless you're going to say NoopooH is NoopooH. Okay. BIAE. Why is it Aminu Birekafata mentioned in the introduction to the nature of nature? We're going to see that Afro Unu states literally what books he wrote, okay, and what books he added under the umbrella of 9 Science. Afro Unu isn't Aminu Birekafata.
In war times. All right, I'm back with a response to this narcissistic liar and chronic weed head drug addict. We're gonna jump right into it. All right, so once again, you keep lying about this whole Aminu Birekafata thing and all of that, but let's deal with the laws you breaking first. Then we'll proceed in order. All right, it says, this come out of the Introduction to the Nature Book 2, number 300, page 204. Lying and cheating are iniquities, despised and chastised the same way each time that conditions are the same. It is true that some lies are harmless and even beneficial, but sometimes it is hard to distinguish between a lie that is more harmful than helpful and one that is more helpful than harmful. So the best thing to do is to avoid lying, because after a while, lying becomes a habit anyway, a bad habit. Adhere to the old adage, honesty is the best policy, and live with it. When one lies under oath by law, it is called perjury, but in true culture society, any lie that causes character damage or any other damages to a person is punishable by a good public whipping and payment for all damages caused by the lie, plus a public retraction by the liar of his damages statements or statements. All right, so that's the first thing. So there are some penalties coming to you in so many ways, because you're just telling lies and lies and lies. It's one thing, and it's not justifiable for you to say things about me, which you don't know me. A lot of the stuff is he say, she say, so you don't have no credibility. That's the difference between what me and you do. So I bring forth clear evidence. You can't get past 2010. This is why you stuck. But we're dealing with you in real time. And the fact you keep lying on somebody that's no longer here, just like Tahaka, birds of a feather flock together. Y'all still telling lies on the dead. All right, so we're going to go to the next law that you broke. All right, the next law is law number 84, blasphemy. All right, listen to reason. Blasphemy is falsehood that is forbidden in true cultural society, the same way each time that conditions are the same. In nature and universe science, it is true that blasphemy is falsehood or falsehoods about human beings or spirit beings or reason energy. But falsehood may be positive lies, falsehoods that upgrade the character of the human or spirit or reason, or negative lies, falsehoods that downgrade the human or spirit or reason. Either way, the being has been misrepresented and his or her true character distorted in the minds of people. Therefore, a blasphemer is one who lies about the character, including power, ability, intentions, and positive and negative of a human or spirit or reason. In this society or religion, a blasphemer is one who attempts to set the record straight by unraveling the lies right around the truth. So then in true cultural society, blasphemy results from deception, misrepresentation, and also falsehood the blasphemer uses to pervert knowledge known as correct information. What this messenger writes can be proven by evidence, examples, summary, reason, remember well. So what we're going to do, once again, is show how you're the one that under the true culture definition of blasphemy is one who uses falsehood to pervert knowledge known as correct information. So that could be by person, places, and things. What you're doing again is you're lying on Afro Unu in favor of York. And what you're doing is character assassinating Afro Unu, who is the physical author and writer of the BIE and the 9-ball, referred to as the earlier writings with NoopooH in it. This is not easy to debunk, because we have been doing this over and over. I told you, every time you keep telling this lie, we're just going to keep telling the truth. So once again, you keep saying that Afro Unu, which is Amenubi Rakavatar, wrote the books, the 9-ball and the BIE. We've been saying that. All right. So once again, let's go to this book right here, because we're gonna keep slapping you in the face, because the only thing you're doing is telling lies to your audience. You're not fooling nobody over here. Like I said, you're not a Sabian, so they don't pay you no attention. While you trying to tell a lie that they're no longer telling, it's showing you that your spirit got you stuck. So once again, we have the Pahasad, the harvest. This is the Nawapians book, the Sabians book. I tell you all the time, go get you a copy of it, because they put facts in here. And this particular fact I'm talking about. So this is the Hassad, right? And this is a page out of the Hassad. Look what it says. Because I have to keep doing this, because this clown wants to keep lying to y'all. So what it says right here. So they watched and waited to see if it was Wusabat. They knew about NoopooH of Afro Unu. He was one, yet he did not have all the answers, teachers nor a lahaj. The point right here, your own teacher is saying in a book they put out that Afro Unu is the one that brought NoopooH. So why you keep telling this lie that Afro Unu didn't write the BIE and the 9-ball, when the book clearly tells you that? You and Earl never want to address this. And I've been asking y'all ever since this book been out. And Earl is under all your videos, giving you thumbs up. But y'all don't never answer this right here. Why is Dr. York, Partner Bobby Noon, giving Afro Unu credit for NoopooH after we've been smoking y'all like turkey sausages for all these years? They had to put it in the book. You keep telling these lies and blaspheming, you're going to have a serious punishment coming to you. Now, let's go over here. Let's look at this real well. What do we see here? This is at the Nawapian Sabians Temple in Brooklyn, where York started his thing at. Look, that Afro Unu right there on the wall. This is not deep. This is easy. It's easy to show that you're a liar. And this ain't got nothing to do with the weed. This is just you can't help yourself. And you keep saying it because the truth of the matter, when we strip everything down, you want to believe that your teacher was great, and he wasn't. He was a great liar, a great actor, a great faker, a horrible father, a rapist, a pedophile, messing with young little girls, young kids. That's why his spirit got over there with Polite, and Polite is doing the same thing. You worship a pedophile, sir. And the sad part is, you want to call somebody else a perv. You the perv. You worship a perv. Just like Polite said he worshiped Dr. York. That's your God. Dr. York, aka Dwight David York, who was never a doctor anything, is the liar. So all these lies that York did tell in the beginning, that he wrote those books when we know he didn't. You can just look into the earlier books. Look at this. This is the Book of Light, right? These are the places where he said this stuff. Look what he says. Al Sayyid Isa Al Hadi Al Mahdi Rabboni Yahshua Bar Al Hadi Amenubi Rakavatar. See? These are lies that he was telling before he put the truth out. He told these lies. when he putting these books out. The sacred wisdom Tahuti. Right? I know you're familiar with that. That's your boy. That's the moon. That's the moon god. See, you keep telling, blasting me, keep calling me to work. No, I'm not the moon nothing. I don't work for the moon god your teacher did. Again, another blasphemous lie. Upgrading the person into a office that I do not occupy or never did occupy. You specifically calling me a name I never used for myself. Ever. I never used a name for myself. So, again, you're a liar and you blaspheming. Even my haters will tell you that. Tar Kenu never used a name Tahuti, never called himself that. Okay, Ray said it up here. As Amenubi Rakapata also released a series of books called Behind the Nine Ball and Bible Interpreted Explanations. So you sitting here now, you trying to reconstruct a new lie. Now you're trying to say that York only wrote the Bible interpretation, but here York said he wrote both sets of books. So this is what happens. See, this is what we're doing. The true people does what the nature book says. What it says right here. In moon culture, right? Because we're not in true culture. And it said blasphemy is falsehood that is forbidden in true culture side of the same way each time conditions are the same. In nature, universe, science, it is true that blasphemy is falsehood and falsehoods by human being, right? So we go down here. It says here, it said, therefore, in society of religion like America, a blasphemer is one who attempts to what? Set the record straight by unraveling the lies wrapped around the truth. Okay, so in this society, this is why they call people who tell the truth, they call them snitches and whistleblowers and all these things. They get threatened and people want to hurt them. The same thing that's going on with Sarnetta and Politeness situation, and all these people that's telling and all this stuff like that, and people holding secrets, don't want to tell the truth about these fake people that's claiming to be leaders and they really misleaders. So this is what I'm doing. I'm actually unraveling the lies around the truth, because your claim here that he wrote both sets, and then you being in the spirit and mental creator of you, which is York, is telling lies that's contradicting him, but you're still rolling with it if it's the truth. And here York claimed that he wrote all these books. This is in the 90s now. Remember this book right here? See, it's clear, it's easy to duffel bag your baldy locks, because it's too easy. For you a blasphemer and a liar. See, this the book of light, right? Let's see what the master liar says in here. Right, go down here. From the hieroglyphics, Amenubi Rakapata also released a series of books called Behind the Nine Ball and Bible Interpretation and Explanation. Once again, these are contradiction to you now, because York told this lie since the 90s all the way up to about 2018. So that's basically 90 to 2000 is 10 years, to 2018 is 18 years. So for 28 years, York lied and said that he was Amenubi Rakapata, and also he claimed that he wrote Behind the Nine Ball and the BIA. All lies. These are lies. See? But you being in the spirit of Dr. York, you can't help yourself, so you got to come out and attack me in the name of a lie. You not attacking me in the name of truth. You attacking me in the name of a liar. And anybody that's following you is going to receive the same similar punishments, because this is a lie. Listen, look at your teacher. Got a picture of a green man on here. You know that's Osiris, the god of death, the god of sex trafficking for blood. Look what it's saying, our true roots. Down here again. So I, the Supreme Grand Hierophant, Amun-Nebu Re-Akata, is also known throughout the mystery schools and the incarnation of what? Tahuti. Not only is he claiming he wrote he was Amanubi, he's calling himself Tahuti. Once again. So if Tahuti is a moon god and he's negative, then why are you calling me something that I'm not when your teacher is the one that's causing and claiming these names? And the BI and the AE tells you that the moon god Tahuti is 6 ether. Alright, let's get it a little bit. Let's get it a little bit. It came up to. Alright, this is in the BIAE book 2, number 109. And it said here 6 ether is adverse to 9 ether, just as death is adverse to life. 9 ether in its use strengthen old age, and 6 ether in death. Therefore, ghost is the death of death. Right? If you come down here, it says what 6 ether whose science is pantheism, and 6 ether known today as Leviathan, Jesus, Noah, Zeus, Lord, Bel, Jupiter, Vishnu, Ra, Sol, Molech, Marduk, Baal, Elyon, etc. 6 ether is also known as what? Thoth, Siva, Anubis, and Tahuti. Right? Set, Jehovah, etc. in its moon or ghost manifestation. So, all right. So once again, York is a part of the moon god and Tahuti. And again, you still keep slanging this word that doesn't stick. You don't see that you're in control and being possessed, and you're blaming somebody else for the one that you're following. You be in control, and anybody who's stuck on stupid can clearly see that the books that York have was so-called authoring was moon god based. Once again, it tells you that Tahuti, the title of the word Lord, come from the word Lab. The singer of Labs is Lar. Lars is a troop of spirit monkeys well known to Caucasian ancient times, and the chief among that troop of spirit monkeys was called the Law or the Lord. So in English they say the Lord, meaning the boss of the spirit monkeys. In Egyptian theology, the Lord is called Thoth the Tahuti, was Mercer is the chief spirit monkey. What are you talking about? The moon, a dead universal body, which supports and multiplies the physical and mental dead and their force on planet Earth. The Egyptian book of the pyramid, the cemetery, and the book of the dead, the Bible, were what? Magnified by Tahuti.
Tahuti, who they call Hermes. They didn't mind borrowing Hermes instead of the Hermetic school of thought, the foundation of Freemasonry. You hear me? And they describe him as a bird, an ibis bird with a long beak. And they call him the scribe, who stood there when Khnum shaped each body out of clay on a wheel and gave that body a name and gave that body a ka and a ba, a soul and a spirit. And he recorded it. They call him the master alchemist. And we find out that when we read the story of Osiris and Isis, that this Tahuti was there, that Thoth was there, as it's called, that Hermes was there, that this wise being of wisdom who kept the records of who was born was there. That Khnum has a wheel, and he takes the clay, and he shapes the body, and he makes a duplicate of the body called a ka, and then gives it a soul. And Tahuti advised him as how to do it, and named each creature as they came into the world. Now we go back over to the Isis, Osiris, and Horus story, and we find that Tahuti is there, giving Isis advice on how to find the parts of the body of Osiris. And they found all the parts of the body except what in Egypt was called the ba. This is B-A-H ba, not B-A ba. The ba, which is the peace.
Say it just like I say it. And you'll remember, trust me, you'll be like, why you gotta say it like this? And you'll remember. Safe. Silly people, right? Alright, say it with me. Safe. I want you to roll off your tongue like you sexy, like you know you sexy. And you want to tell somebody. You want to tell somebody, you want them to strip the zero down. Say safe. it.
Stop it.
Oh, snap. Alright, let's get the brothers. You remember how to do yours? 6. Right there, you call that Pa Aswad Mir. In our language, that means the Black Pyramid.
Hi, Juliet. Hi,
Back to that breaking news out of Putnam County, where we told you federal agents and local sheriff's deputies are on the scene at the Nuwaubian compound serving search warrants there. The Nuwaubians and their leader, Malachi York, have been at it with the county for some time now about some zoning issues.
Everyone planned for our America today in Africa, the war get us up on the land.
There is no such thing as a Nuwaubian nation. It's the United States of America's only nation I know of where we are here today.
The Putnam County Sheriff's Department tells Fox 24 News construction crews began tearing down the entrance gates to the compound today.
The Nuwaubian compound crumbles to the ground, removing what some call an eyesore in the community.
The compound's former Nuwaubian leader, Malachi York, was sentenced to over 130 years in prison on charges of child molestation and racketeering.
What was the main thing they taught you, that brother, about trying to get in office? Thomas. What was it all about? What they accused Honorable Elijah Muhammad of? What they accused Dr. Martin Luther King of? And they'll accuse me of the same thing, and you too if you become a leader. That's the first thing. Get you, the woman, to disrespect us. Thus, we feel the necessity to retaliate by disrespecting you. And the best way to keep you in a state of respect is to suppress you, so you can't question me. The best thing a man has is a wife that'll question him, because it keeps him intact. But we hate it. Not only will they persecute you, they'll lie on you. They'll fabricate lies. They'll imprison you and create cases around you. The same way they tried to defame the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then they tried to defame Malcolm X, and then they even tried to defame Dr. Martin Luther King by some secretary. That's what they'll do. They'll imprison you, and then they'll create lies to turn your own people against you. They'll persecute you after righteous name's sake. The same way I'm talking to you, they're going to come after me eventually. Believe it. They're going to say, that man is too dangerous. I don't like him. Let's make some lies up on him. Let's turn his people against him. Let's imprison him. And if we can, let's kill him, because his people won't help him anyway. And they'll try it. And I'll be at the mercy of the devil. Because people say, well, won't Allah step in and help you? And I say, did he step in and help John the Baptist? And the answer would be no. He will not intervene at that point. of Osiris. And they found all the parts of the body except what in Egypt was called the ba. This is B-A-H ba, not B-A ba. The ba, which is the penis. And Tahuti had to make something for her to use for the process of reproduction. Tahuti's an alchemist.
Sometimes called Father Hermes Trismegistus, the moon god, also known as Anubis. So you shouldn't be still repeating these lies as if they're truth and facts, and they're not. Once again, you go to the next book. What does it say? This is the beginning book. Right? Go right into the beginning book. Once again, right in the introduction. It said the same thing. I translated the book. Now right here, I also released a series of books called Behind the Noun Ball and Bible Interpretation and Explanation. Once again, we already proved that York was in jail from 64 to 67 and got out and went right into running around looking to deal with religion. That's where he got his start at. So all of this stuff has been debunked. And he put out the book, giving Afro Unu credit. So what are you talking about? Then we got this book right here. I'm pretty sure you done read these books. You probably still got them, right? Is a white man's Christianity or a black man's Christianity? Right? Make it big so you can see it at the top, see? As Amun-Nibu Rakwatar also released a series of books called Behind the Noun Ball and Bible Interpretation Explanation in 67. These are lies. Because when York got out, he got out, and it was like 2 months before it was finna be 1968. And portions of the BIE was already put out in 66. You can't be serious. Again, go back to the post by Devon Willingham in March 8, 2015. York been saying that he wasn't the writer of the Noun Ball and all that since 2015. So where are you getting this from? See, next thing they're gone, I asked why. I'm told some lie, when in fact I am not the Amanubi of the BIAE. I'm just a messenger sent to renew the truth. That's all. He, which we know is Afro Unu, was head of the NoopooH, one of the elders who got my pen. I am not what people want. I am what people want me to be. I did not write the BIAE or Behind the Noun Ball. I want to renew this. So once again, you can see that York was just telling lies after lies after lies. After saying for years that he did. Okay, so just have to put this up here once again. Go get all of those people who paying attention. Go get a copy of the book, The Harvest, and get it. It's clearly states that. So the question people gotta ask when they watch these videos is, why is this guy telling these lies when Tarkina was showing and proving that York has gave up credit to Afro Unu? So stop saying. Now you reconstructing the lie that York wrote the BIAE and not the Noun Ball. In the York's own writings, he never said that. He said he wrote all of them, but only had to come back around 28 years later and give the real credit. So this proves that Afro Unu Amanubi is the same, because York gave credit of NoopooH to Afro Unu. Even though Afro Unu wasn't using Afro Unu in the 60s and in 70 and 71, he was using Amanubi Rakwatar. So York gave credit. So what you have to do, and I keep telling you this, you need to sit your ass down, write the letter to York, and ask him, why did he tell you a 28-year-old lie? That's what you need to do, because you're misdirecting your energy into the wrong place. All right, you're not a high priest of noon. You're high, but you damn sure ain't no high priest. You high, and you delusional. So you can keep telling those lies as much as you want. You're gonna suffer greatly because of your mouth. Trust me when I tell you. But you need to write your pedophile, the one you love and support, a 13-year-old get married or whenever a female get her period, and y'all support homosexual activities and all this old stuff that y'all claim y'all want to, you keep calling other people, especially myself, when y'all the ones who worship a bisexual pedophile. These are facts. Ain't nothing I say about you or York or certain Sabian the Wapians is a lie. All right, so stop telling these lies that York wrote one group and that the other group of books was written by somebody else. No, they was all written by the same thing, because if Afro Unu was given credit for the BIE and the 9-ball, where the Nwapu was found in those two, then we know that Afro Unu had two other people with him, which was who? Gipu and Sipu. So that means that the 3 writers on the 9-ball are the same 3 writers on the Nature, and they did write those books. You a dummy to keep saying a co-publisher is not a writer. You sound dumb. If Afro Unu was writing, he also co-published the books because he had help. Yo, you's a real dummy, man. Put the drugs down, Bacchus. Chew me the common peace in wartime.
Listen to reason. That quote right there can prove 3 things. Afro Unu was familiar with BIAE and 9-ball, but didn't write the BIAE. I will continue to say that and show that. Afro Unu read BIAE and drew heavily from the book.
That thought was there, as it's called. That Hamis was there.